Happy New Year's Eve morning. I'm out in the rabbit warren systems this morning, and pardon my nasally voice. I've got a bit of a cold apparently. But I'm out contemplating the goals of 2023, as I'm sure most of you are this New Year's Eve day. And the reason I'm out here is one big goal I have is to make a pretty large improvement to the rabbit warren system. And let's talk about it. So we're in the doe pen now. Here comes one out of her hole in the ground, playing around in the grass, eating some grass upside for them. They picked the green out of the brown this time of year. But we're in the doe section of the warren this morning. There are 4 does that occupy this 10 by 10 space. They have holes all over the place they can dig down into. Plenty of shelter from the rain. We've got windbreaks on the north and west side during the winter. So the improvement I would like to make is getting a rabbit tractoring system launched to stack into this warren system. So the does and bucks, for the most part, spend the majority of their life down here in this 10 by 10 space where they can really move around and be social with one another. Lots of good things. Good space to live in comparison to other operations that I've seen. So when it's time for a doe to be bred, they go over to the 10 by 10 just right beside this one, adjacent to it, where the bachelor buck stays, and they spend about 3 weeks with him until I start seeing her begin to build a nest, and then she gets brought back into here and goes up into the rafters, as I call it. So about a week before the bred doe is due to give birth, she comes up into the rafter system, which are just hutches elevated off the ground. And there's Mama now. She's got her grass and water and feed. We'll turn that heat lamp on briefly so we can see the babies back there. There they are up on top of the nesting box. They have their backs turned to us. There's 5 right now, 2 orange and 3 black. We raise Rexes and New Zealands. So this is what I would like to fix next year. The does don't spend a whole lot of time up in the rafters. For the most part, they're down on the ground, and this is just to keep them and their babies safe from snakes for the most part during that vulnerable time in life. And also I can supplement heat in the wintertime. I've tried letting the babies be born down in burrows in the ground, and it doesn't take long before it's too cold for that to be successful. So I could supplement heat in this situation. So what I would like to do next year, well, first let me say, when the baby rabbits are weaned, then the mama comes back down, and she doesn't get bred until then all the other does have been bred. So they have a long break in between breedings. All the does are out now. But the babies, so far, they never get to come down onto the ground before they are processed for meat. And I'd like to fix that in the next year. When the babies get weaned, they can get down onto pasture in a tractor and spend the rest of their life in a better situation than being up in the rafters. Although it's probably not the worst, it's definitely not the best, and I'd like to do better on that in the coming year. So stay tuned for updates on that, and I'll just record a little B-roll of these rabbits doing rabbit things. Thanks for following along. I hope you have a happy new year. Get those goals set and get them done. Let's make it a great year. Thank you. Here's the bachelor buck in the 10x10 kennel next door. He's got the space all to himself right now.